All right, what's good, man? Y'all already know what it is. Back with another reaction video. We about to react to Luce Cannon's supposedly real wife. She said that she has an update, man. She been lightweight dropping a lot of receipts. A lot of people been in my comments uh, going in on me because I said that she was chasing clout by just now coming out. I mean, I know that she did the Tasha K and the Street TV interview, but it was all based around Luce Cannon's recently found her fame on the YouTube streets. But I'm gonna check her out. I'm gonna give her a shot. I tried to watch her once before, and I just couldn't get into it. So, like I said, my subscribers been on my neck in my comments about GiGi. They've been going in. I mean, they've been like, I need to listen to her. She got all the receipts. How is she lying? I mean, they just been saying all kind of shit. So I just want to get on here and actually give her a shot, listen to what she got to say, man, and go from there, man. So without further ado, let's get into it because this is gonna be a long video.
Hey, Pearl.
Who's Pearl?
Yes, y'all, please share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yes, y'all. Please go share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please let me turn my notifications off because y'all be getting on my head about that. So let me turn that off right now before everybody be getting on my head about the notifications. Let me go ahead and turn my ringer off, turn my phone off because dang, y'all be on my head about them notifications. Hey, y'all. Big GiGi live and back again. So, all of you amazing people out there, I have a few updates because, as usual, my amazing team has, been having my back. All of my members who have my back, all that good stuff. I hear you guys. I hear y'all in the chat. Um, so I want to clear a few things up because I see a lot of chatter. You guys get so wrapped up in this internet stuff, and I know people don't do their research. So I'm gonna give a few updates just so you guys can, go ahead and check it out for yourself. So you don't have to believe everything you hear on the internet. I think Charisse and Luce have proven that we can't listen to what happens on the internet, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You got to do your own research. You know what I'm saying? Just like we did a little show and tell yesterday and we saw all their lies and stuff like that. We've already seen how much they lie and make up things. So let's go ahead and let's clear a couple of things up. I hear you, Chief Skrill, but the good thing about it is that whatever Wack and Luce have going on has nothing to do with me. Um, like I said before, Wack has been always Team Luce, so I don't know what happened with them. That's not my beef. I don't get involved in.
One thing that I can say, like the two times that I done listened to her, she's been saying that constantly, like her and Wack or whatever, But at the end of the day, we all know that Wack has ulterior motives, and like two of the like narratives that Wack is trying to spin right now. One of them, Wack is trying to spin like he was there for Luce, he's trying to help Luce out, and what I mean, actually, put Luce in a position for him to win. He said that yesterday on the Adam and Wack show. But at the same time, he's putting out a lot of content stating like contrary to that he was actually sitting laying and using the 48 laws of power against Luce after Luce had already been dissing him before they got cool or whatever, and he was just laying in the cut waiting for his time to actually pounce pause on Luce. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
Excuse me. I don't get involved in men business. You know what I mean? That's not my business to get involved in that. So whatever oh sorry, whatever they got going on has nothing to do with me. I tried to warn everybody about Luce's plays and games and stuff like that, and nobody would listen to me. So if you guys go look at Street TV, I did that interview. If you guys go look at Zeus, the Zeus T page, and the neighborhood talk page. And if you scroll like back to like 3 years ago, like 2023, I believe, I've been coming out like with receipts and calling out Charisse and Luce. So this is nothing new. It's just that now I'm doing it on my own platform and it's getting traction. So, but I've been doing this. So I've been calling them out when Luce was out of prison, walking around alive and well. So you know what I mean?
Like nobody really knew who. I still really don't know who Luce Cannon is. Ashley, like I mean, I know who he is. Like as far as like all of the information that's been out now, but 3 years ago, I had no idea who Luce Cannon was. When I seen Luce Cannon on the internet and those videos he was dropping and stuff, like I was just looking like this is just some random dude from Cali trying to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I still like it was just always like, where did he come from?
But you guys have to understand, can't anybody use me? Because when you move with good intentions, you can't be used. Like there's nothing that I'm saying that I haven't been saying for years. So there's nothing that could be used. Everything I'm putting out, I'm putting on a public platform. So I can't be used or anything. So I'm not like you guys gotta, stop with the narrative about me being used by anybody. Nobody uses me. Nobody, you guys get what I'm saying? So we don't have to worry about that. But I got a little something to show.
Oh, she must have to pause for the baby.
I got a little something I want to share with you guys. Hold on. Let me pull this up here to the stage. I heard today. Okay. So I know we went over this yesterday. And obviously today, yesterday I gave a little disclaimer and I already made it very clear that if anybody from Luce Cannon's team speaks my name, I already said what I was gonna do. Again, like I said, I didn't plan to like drop ethers. I didn't plan to like post every receipt that I have, but Luce Cannon and his team keep forcing me to because they keep harassing me, bringing up my name with lies,
I guess the baby is kind of ruining the live stream right now, man. Hit them like buttons though, man. Hit the like button.
When people keep poking you and poking you and poking you, you can only take so much. And I've sent multiple warnings and, stop mentioning my name, stop.
Chat, listen. So she's saying that she sent multiple warnings to stop saying her name, right? And she, or she's going to release stuff. Okay, that's all good, right? But in the same breath, and this is like the same thing like with Wack, they kind of like a dynamic duo in this Luce Cannon situation. Because she just said that she's been going at Luce for like 3 years back. You can go on Instagram and on these blog pages and see she's been speaking out about Luce Cannon. So I don't necessarily buy that she's putting out this information because people was going at her. Now I ain't saying ain't nobody going at her, but the information probably would come out anyway, or she would still be talking about Luce Cannon, regardless if people was going at her or not.
Lying and making up stories. I've said it like a million times. And, they can call my bluff if they'd like. But again, like I've stated multiple times, as you guys can see, she said, no disrespect. Your husband's middle name is Ashley. Yes, his middle name is Ashley. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I didn't name him that. But yeah, his middle name is Ashley. But back to what I was saying. What I was saying was,
ladies, is y'all marrying a man with the last name, with a middle name of Ashley though? What is it, Tremaine or Jermaine Ashley Williams Cannon?
If I was Luce or circle someone that cares about him, I would be apologizing to GiGi. Yeah, like I said, I told you guys, if he was to apologize to our daughter, not to me, I don't care what they say about me. Words don't hurt me. That's fine. But Legacy is innocent in this whole situation. And as you guys have seen on my episodes, everything that he and Charisse have went around on a bashing tour with lies about her, I simply asked for an apology and this would end. But they choose to continue to use their little gang to try to harass me and make threats and stuff like that. And with lies, that's the thing. If you noticed, they've never showed one receipt, not one, for anything they have to say. So, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I've showed all receipts. I've not asked you guys to, believe my words. I've showed you all proof. They have not provided proof for one thing they have said, right? Not one thing. So it's kind of like, they're just talking like they've been lying. They've been doing this for clout. So I don't know why anybody even gives them any time of day, because it's literally just for clout. And we've already established that they've never even met that other person a day in their life. This is literally somebody making threats and doing all this for somebody that they've never even seen in person. Now, who's delusional and obsessed?
Who's the other person, y'all? Put it in the comments. I'm lost. I don't know what she's talking about. I know some of y'all been following her and watching her, videos and stuff. So tell me, who is this other person that she's speaking of?
Like, for somebody to go this hard for somebody they've never even been around is like another form of mental illness. So it's just like a bunch of people with mental illness teaming up together. And like I said, I don't care what they do with other people. That's their business. But when you do that to my child, it's like, all gloves are off. And I've been asking and asking people for them and their little team just stop mentioning my name in any way, shape, or form. And then so I'm hearing that he's talking about, oh, I'm going to bring up her step cousin. As I've told you guys before, Alfred Walker, let's show you guys who he is.
Alfred
Baby's
Walker.
got a little. Let me show you guys. Let's get to. Oh, hold on. Here are. Right. Let's get to the part so I can show you guys who he's talking about. So you guys can all know who he's talking about. Hold on. Okay. So this person right here is who he's talking about, is my step cousin. That's Alfred Walker.
So her step cousin was at the J. Reed beatdown.
Let's be clear. Alfred Walker I wasn't raised like around him. So his family is actually from LA, which is my stepdad's family. We never lived in LA. So there's nothing. Alfred doesn't know anything about me. He was in prison. He got out of prison. And when he got out of prison, I felt bad for him, because he didn't have any money. They were struggling. He has kids. So that's why I let him come around and start hanging out with me and Luce, because, his wife at the time, Charisse Lopez, who I showed you guys, which is Charisse's stylist, she had gotten some trouble because my stepdad's dad let her work for him and she was stealing money from him. So the family, was upset about it. So, nobody was really messing with him from, what he told me. Like I said, I wasn't around him.
Classic discredited nigga. I ain't saying she lying. I'm just saying, let's bring this up and discredit this nigga. Anything he says is not true, and this is why.
Like that. So I didn't really know what was going on, but I felt bad for him. So that's why I let him, come around. So there's nothing that he could say about me at all besides like, I mean, there's nothing, because I wasn't raised with him. I didn't live in LA. I didn't do any of that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't live in LA or anything like that. So for Luce and Charisse or whoever to say they're going to use Alfred Walker, I would think that he would be more worried about this situation right here.
Damn, this right here, I'm surprised this ain't getting Luce in trouble though. Like, this is where I start believing like Luce might be working for them people. Because if this was me or anybody that's watching this stream right now, we definitely would have a case, a charge based off of this video alone. I don't even know if they would even need to. I mean, they might make contact with, the quote unquote people that, got assaulted or the victims in this particular situation, which I've heard that they did reach out to Jay Reed and the other guy. But ultimately though, this video is enough. Look at Cuban Rob leaning up against the wall like I ain't got nothing to do with this shit.
So as we all know, so I mean, Alfred Walker was there, as we see right
Was
here.
that GiGi?
So I would think that he would be more worried about him going to prison because he's already a felon, and now this is going to be another charge. So why they keep messing with me, I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, they're so worried about speaking my
So now Alfred is going to jail too. She's saying a man's whole government
name when all of them are going to be facing charges. So Alfred Walker would not want to make up any lies about me, and hopefully he better come with some receipts, because if not, he's going to be away from his children for a very, very long time.
Damn,
period,
Alfred,
point blank.
Because
like I said, if you're going to talk about me, speak the truth and show receipts. I don't care about that because I'm not ashamed about anything in my life. I've already been very transparent with you guys about my part in the loose cannon thing, accepting the abuse, just everything. Posting.
I have to say, so far, GiGi is definitely coming with the content, though. I might have been sleeping on GiGi. Let's get it.
The cheating, the lying, everything. So, people need to make sure that they post receipts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could talk about me. Yeah. You could talk about I worked at a strip club. You could talk about anything that's true. I could care less. But don't lie about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, show receipts, and I'll be the first to tell you guys, yeah, I did that. If I did something crazy or something stupid, I'll be the first to admit it. Nobody's perfect. I will say, yeah, I did that. I did blah, blah, blah. But for them to just make up lies, like, people got to start calling these lying mental illness patients out on their stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest that Alfred Walker, instead of trying to come up there and make up lies and get involved in something, he should be worrying about getting a lawyer, because he's going to be doing some prison time. Like I said, he already has strikes. He already was in prison. So he should be worried about that. And he also should be worried about, I don't want to have to bring our other family members involved, but I will. And then he'll be exposed. So I would hope that he wouldn't, because he already knows that none of our family members agree with anything that he did. So I would hope that he would just, I would hope that he would make the smart decision, because I don't want to have to drag Alfred more than I'm already doing. Like, as I've told you guys, if you keep poking the bear, like, you're going to get mauled to death. So it's kind of like, why set yourself up? You know what I mean? Doesn't make sense. I'm not facing any prison time. I haven't committed a crime, but Alfred Walker is on camera beating, stripping, and robbing a man, literally on camera with his face. So like I said, I suggest he get with his wife, Charisse, and I suggest that he go ahead and work on getting a lawyer and be prepared for the indictment that's going to come down on him for the no jumper beating that he participated in. And, like I said, Alfred knows that I was with Luce Cannon. So, and Alfred knows the robberies that they committed, the weed and Airbnb robberies. Alfred knows what he participated in. And he should know that he knows that I have tons of stuff. He knows that I was with Cannon. He knows everything.
Fam. Now, anybody else, I would be like, this is kind of like dry snitching. She's talking about robberies, locations, people who were involved, all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, she is not a street person. She's actually a civilian. And the dangerous part about this is she's not afraid to get out and speak and talk about what she considers to be the truth. And this shit could actually come back to bite Luce Cannon in the ass.
He was the one who was talking about robberies, extortions, weed. He's the one who was talking about all that. He literally told Dale, okay, the witness, on the phone call, he said, yeah, remember when I had to come in there and lay you down. He told him that. Like, come on, y'all. He said that his own self, because he wants fame and clout so bad. That's how bad he wanted it. I don't even think he realized he was telling on himself, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he even realized, or either he didn't realize he was telling himself, or he didn't realize that, you know, anybody was going to do anything about it. I don't think he thought it was anything was going to come of it, because you have to remember, this is not the first time like he's got picked up by the police investigators. Like, it's not the first time. Like, we've had investigators pick us up before, but Luce never got arrested. So I never knew he was setting up robberies because he never got arrested. So anytime, like, if we got picked up, he's like, oh, that don't have nothing to do with me. They got me confused with, because the homeboy pulled some bull crap, or my brother pulled this bull crap. It was always somebody else. So when you see somebody, you know what I'm saying, and they're always getting let go, what are you gonna think? It's like, oh, he just hangs around bad people. And I was telling him, like, you got to stop hanging around these niggas. It's every time you hanging around people, you know, you're getting arrested, or they're coming and running down our house, and you keep getting let go. But these people are obviously bringing you bad, you know, juju, bad karma. You need to stop hanging out with these people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what does that tell you? I didn't find out that Luce was even snitching on people until he literally, it dragged me into a robbery investigation.
So this entire time that she's like been talking and going in on Luce, she basically been telling people that Luce been snitching. Now, from what I'm hearing is she been breaking out receipts or whatnot. But let's keep going.
You know what I'm saying? When him and Charisse went to the police station, you know what I'm saying, and try to say I robbed and vandalized my own home. And I'm pretty sure Luce, well, no, I know for a fact Luce knew that there was already an investigation going for the robberies at the robbery at the house before that, and the robberies in the area, because the police are, when the investigator, when the house was robbed on that clip I showed you from the newspaper, from the ad on Google, the police called me, and I had to go down to the house to, you know, hear the police what happened. And I called Luce and was like, hey, the house just got robbed, and this and this and that. And he knew, knowing damn well he set up the robbery. And you know what I'm saying? And I got, like I said, I'm gonna drop the, you know, we're gonna talk about that. I got something for him for that one. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna do it, but since they're calling my bluff, now I'm going to do it.
So you mean to tell me Luce Cannon out here setting up women, saying that they actually robbed stuff that him and his goons went and robbed? This is what she's saying. I really want to hear Luce, since he's addressing everything. Luce Lips Cannon, short bus Luce, sweetie, we're gonna need you to come out and address this. Did you or did you not put the coke in the hose? Did you tell them that Big GiGi, your wife, the mother of your daughter, was out here setting up licks that you did?
And mind you, that investigation, Luce was not arrested in that investigation.
Of course he wasn't.
So the investigation, I don't know what happened to it, but clearly he wasn't implicated in it because he was arrested, right? So yeah, so like I said, I wasn't gonna discuss that and bring forth what I'm gonna bring forth, but now I'm going to, because like I said, people are calling my bluff, and I've already said what I said. I said, please don't mention my name no more. Let me tell my story. Let me share what I went through, you know, in peace. Yes, I have my team also working on getting those records for when Luce and Charisse went to the police station to snitch on me. Well, to first of all to lie, but to make up a lie and make a police report saying that I robbed and vandalized. Well, you guys saw it on their thing, you know.
So not only is Luce out here cooperating, but Charisse is out here making police reports too. Interesting.
Oh, hey, mommy, stop. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so what else is I wanted to go on? But yeah, so I just want to say that, like I said, I don't have to be the feds, you guys. I'm sharing with you guys publicly, just like they did. They built their whole world against me with lies and against my daughter. And I'm just building a team of people who want to hear the truth with receipts. Like I said, I post facts. You know what I'm saying? I post facts. I just hate the fact that Wack, what? Wack didn't orchestrate nothing over here. Like I said, you guys gotta like listen, read the chat comments, you guys. I've been doing this before Wack and Luce fell out, and I've already told you guys, which Wack confirmed today. I confronted Wack on why he even believed him and all this stuff, and he already explained it on No Jumper today. So you guys already heard his reason, because I questioned him the same way you guys did. Why would you put this lying loose lips on a platform? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing he said on No Jumper is the exact same thing he said to me.
Wack is good at what he does. Let me school you on that. I mean, since you don't know, Wack is very good at what he does, at spinning a narrative. I talked about this yesterday on my actual live stream. Not my live stream, but the video that I posted up for you guys. Wack is great at spinning a narrative and being convincing at times. Yesterday, I gotta walk something back. I said that I felt like Wack really genuinely rock with Luce, and he really wanted to help Luce out and do business with Luce. But the more I think about it, Wack was on there wanting us to believe, like, oh man, Wack really fucked with Luce, and Luce turned on him. This is the type of deception that Wack is good at. Now, I'm not mad at him for doing it. You just got to be able to open your eyes and see it yourself. So at the end of the day, if people are assuming or thinking that Wack is using you, GiGi, it's for good reason. Wack has been known to do these things. I believe that Wack used the Luce Cannon friendship, or whatever you want to call it, the little relationship they had. It was to get at Big U. It had nothing to do with Wack wanting to help Luce out, prop him up, or nothing. It was all about getting that Big U.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But anybody who asked, when Tasha K asked me for receipts, ask her how many receipts she got. She got tons of long receipts. I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Been doing this. So who's Lil? Lil set up a robbery for his own house. Okay, so the robbery was not that. So one of his IBM members had a homegirl who did what's those called? What's those gambling things? So she used to do her gambling things. Luce said, oh, she could do it at our house in Riverside. So he was like, okay. So the girl, she gets her what's that called? Gambling, her what's it called? Whoever, her team, whatever she does, like she sets up the table, they play dice and whatnot. So, there's big ballers in there. They bring money so they're gambling and stuff.
Pay attention, y'all. She about to describe how Luce backdoored old girl after allowing her to set up the gambling table at their house.
So when they're gambling and stuff, Luce tells the girl, like, oh, don't worry, I'll have security there, right? So Luce had, mind you, I'm at my oldest daughter's house, who lives in Rancho at the time. So I'm visiting her because she's in Rancho. So I'm visiting her. And so Luce is the house is like empty. So Luce lets them use the house to have their little gambling thing. The IBM is girl that was his homegirl at the time. She brings her gambling ring there. Her clients show up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Luce is like, I'll provide security. So Luce flies out to Miami with old boy from the IBM old boy and Barry. So they fly out to Miami. And then the next thing you know, one of the IBM dudes, they get a call. Luce gets a call. He says something. He walks away from everybody, right? Man, I promise you, dude said maybe I think 30 minutes later, the girl calls him and is like, hey, what's going on? They just robbed everybody in here. I'm talking about they took watches, tons of money, and all types of stuff, right? So that happened. Hold on, guys.
She's definitely breaking it down and exposing Luce right now, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Okay, sorry guys. So they go. So then she calls IBM dude. I'm not gonna say his name right now because, like I said, I'm gonna let him come on here and speak for himself and tell you guys, from his own mouth. But I'm just giving you guys the story real quick.
So she got one of the IBM dudes to come on and used to be down with Luce and tell this story about how Luce set this up. Oh, come on, bring that content, run that.
But the girl calls him and was like, hey, we just got robbed. You set me up. So now she's going off on him, thinking he had something to do with it and set her up for the robbery. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that whole thing was. So after that happened, the house, maybe I want to say maybe it was like when Pearl gets the police reports, I'll look at the dates, but I want to say maybe like a month later or a couple of weeks later, the house was robbed and vandalized, right? After that happened, after that, Riverside house was robbed and vandalized again. So Charisse and Luce, they go to the police station and they tell them it was me. That then pulls me into a whole robbery investigation because, mind you, the robbery with the girls' gambling ring thing, they had already started an investigation.
So let me get this straight. Luce was fucking with his wife and his new wife, Charisse, at the same time. That's what I've been trying to like kind of figure out. Like, at what point did he stop? Because now y'all can hear in the background, her daughter sound young, and we know that Luce's baby by Charisse is young. So at what point did like they stop? You know what I mean? Like, so all of this is going on at the same time. So basically, Luce plotted with his side chick against his wife. Like, and we gonna blame it on her. Damn, that's dirty work.
So now I'm getting questioned like, were you here? Do you know this person? That like, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm scared thinking like I'm about to be, mind you, my baby's a baby. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, I live here, but I told him like me and Luce are, you know, I still live here, but I'd be back and forth at my daughter's house because I'm trying to get divorced. You know, I'm trying to leave him. And I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with going on here or nothing. And he tells me like well, it's been an investigation since we know about, you know, the first robbery, because this was the police came out for the initial robbery. For the second one, this was now an investigator who called me. It was a detective who called me. The first time, remember when I told you I went to the house and I told Luce, hey, the house got robbed with the gambling thing? That was just the regular police. The second time when the house got robbed, that was a detective who called me and made me come down for questioning. And I'll show proof on that too, like I said. So then I get pulled into this robbery investigation. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting questioned and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm scared. So I'm calling my mom like, hey, they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, asking me questions. Luce is telling them that I'm involved in this robbery. And Charisse and them are claiming over like $10,000 worth of stuff was stolen. Like all this crazy, man.
You know what, man? Like just Luce's character. I believe what GiGi is saying, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I hate like, you know what I mean, to just come out and like just say that I believe somebody just based off of like one side of the story. But all of the stuff I've seen about Luce, all the stuff we've been seeing him do, all of his antics and shenanigans, I mean, this sound like some shit that Luce would do.
Crap. Like, you guys, I can't make this shit up. Like, I was scared as shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, little Luce is talking. Legacy.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling my mom. I'm like, please. So the day of they said the place was robbed, thank God, by the grace of the Lord, I was at church. So I was with my daughter and my mom. So I had to call my mom. I had to call my daughter to come, like, tell the detectives. Then I was so scared because he was telling me like all the stuff that they were saying was stolen, you know? I'm like, dude, this is my house. I show him the lease agreement. I show him my key, you know what I'm saying? And then I was finding the receipts for the stuff that I had bought in the house, like furniture, just to show everything. So I'm trying to like, I'm scared as fuck. Cause you know, like when you purchase stuff, we've already lived in the house now for like over a year. So I'm like going through my Amazon. I'm trying to like show anything to prove like this is my stuff. It was crazy. So after that,
that's wild, man.
You know, like I said, after that, man,
what?
I still to this day, you guys, I never even ratted on Luce for any of the stuff that I had even heard at that point. You guys never heard me say nothing, right? This was in 2022 when this robbery and all this stuff happened, by the way. So you guys never heard me say nothing. This was in 2022. This was after I already have the baby. So it's like, for anybody to say anything to me like is crazy. I only came forward and doing this because they kept dragging my baby with lies. But like I said, when I'm gonna let old boy, because I just found out like 3 days ago that I wasn't the only one that Luce got pulled into the robbery. So I'm gonna let that person, when I do the interview, when I bring him on as our special guest, I'm gonna let him tell you how he got pulled into the investigation. His house got raided. Like, it's crazy, man. And I just found this out like a couple days ago. That's why I told you guys, like, we're gonna have some special guests coming up and stuff like that. So he could tell you, like, himself what happened, and what I'm saying, because he was on the inside. What I'm saying? I had no clue about the girl or nothing, or who she was, or that it was set up or nothing like that.
Wow. Damn, man. Hit that like button, man. This is going crazy right now.
So yeah, so I wanted to clear that up and let you guys know that Luce is snitched. Like, I didn't like to snitch on the mother of your child, like who just had your baby, with lies is insane. Like, I could see if I had something to do with it, or I was even there or around, but he literally fled to Miami and then comes back and then lies on me. I can't make this up. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Like I said, I ain't always quick to just jump on somebody else's side, but I mean, like, just the scandalous stuff we done seen Luce do, it seems like this is like right up his alley. This seems like something that he would actually do, man.